It's like you know you got to say that you want me to have it because it's in the Constitution, but you really don't want me to have it.
Where them kicks at? Where them hands? Where them holes? Where them throws? You know what I'm saying?
This is why I train in martial arts.
Now, I know I have said on several occasions that I don't think that the state of Maryland wants people to be armed or to carry a gun. Honestly, I really don't think the powers that be all throughout the nation really want citizens to be armed anymore, especially black ones. Now, whenever I say this, I'm sure there's somebody who's going to say that I'm saying this because I'm a racist, right? Cecil's a racist. Cecil hates. Cecil blames. He's just inventing this all on his own. He's paranoid. No, if you would really read between the lines, with all the stipulations and restrictions that you have on your ability to carry something, it's like you just don't want me to have it. It's like you know you got to say that you want me to have it because it's in the Constitution, but you really don't want me to have it in practice. And that's one of the main reasons why I'm just not carrying, because it's kind of like a setup to me. Now, this article is on MSN News. Vox. A pregnant black woman is in prison for defending herself. Mainstream gun groups are silent. I'm not going to necessarily read this whole thing word for word. I'm going to put the link in the description, but I will summarize. This first paragraph does it. She had a concealed carry permit. The gun wasn't even loaded. Now she's facing 2 years in prison. Why? Because someone tried to run her over, and she had the nerve to want to intimidate the person who tried to run her over with a gun. Now, I want to say it was Mark McYoung's writings, but I'm not sure, so don't quote me on that. I think it was his or Andrew Bronca's writings. This is the thing I want to get to. Down here lower in the article, where they say the problem is the driver of the car was the one who called the police first. So a lot of times, whoever calls the cops first is the one who the cops will say is the victim. So the prevailing wisdom is if you have to do anything to defend yourself, especially if you're talking anything that has any type of lethal or deadly force, my understanding is, and keep in mind I'm not a lawyer, this does not constitute legal advice. Listening to this YouTube video does not imply a contractual relationship on our parts. I'm not a lawyer, but I'm trying to talk like one to keep myself off the hook. But whoever calls first, whoever reports first, that's the person that's assumed to be in the right. That's the person that's assumed to be the victim. So whoever calls first and reports first gets the first spin on the story. So let's go down here. Well, I guess I'm just going to have to go through it, and I'll keep it as fast as possible. So, she had a concealed carry permit. The gun wasn't even loaded. Now she's facing 2 years in prison. Last summer, a black woman in Michigan defended herself, her mother, and her 2-year-old daughter with a registered and unloaded gun against a woman who she and her attorney said tried to hit them with a car. She was a concealed carry permit holder and lived in an open carry state, one with a stand your ground law in place. Stand your ground, law in place, still ain't want her to do anything. See how it is? Now, Siwatu Salama Ra is serving a 2-year prison sentence at Huron Valley Correctional Facility for felonious assault and felonious firearms convictions. She's 7 months pregnant, and her attorneys feel that she's receiving insufficient medical care. They've shackled her to the bed during a vaginal exam. Yeah, I'm skipping over some words, but look at this. During a vaginal exam, shackled, let me highlight that, shackled to her bed during a vaginal exam, even though her pregnancy is high risk. The case is under appeal, but the judge deciding Ra's fate, Thomas Hathaway, has already denied a request to postpone Ra's sentence until she gives birth. So they don't even want to do that for a woman who was defending herself against somebody that's trying to run over her, her mama, and a 2-year-old girl. Ra's case is yet another instance of a black gun owner with the permits to legally carry, defending themselves against violence and getting punished for it. And this is why I train in martial arts, because I can have a gun, have all the papers, and somebody still wants to lock me up for using a gun because they really don't want me to have it in the first place. So until we can get those laws changed, we're going to have to defend ourselves unarmed. While concealed carry permits applications numbers for both black Americans and women are rising steadily, and the number of black gun owners in total has spiked since the 2016 election, they have long been unable to access the same protections their white neighbors enjoy when it comes to exercising their gun rights, including in stand-your-ground states. Now, this is what I would like to say to my quote-unquote white neighbors. They're coming for me today, they're going to come for you tomorrow. See, when they come at us first, they get to establish precedents, a history. Then, once they establish precedents, they spread it out to everybody. That's the con. That's the way the game works. So, until then, we need to defend ourselves as best we can. Then being, until we can get this whole anti-gun bias under control. In addition to having a gun, we need to make our primary our empty hand techniques. Although I don't know what kind of a kick, punch, throw, pin, or Kyusho Jitsu strike or boxing move you can do against a car. So, thanks for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this with people who like to talk about the martial arts and self-defense. And peace. And please read this article. Peace.